Here we go.
Oh, God.
Fucking hell, you can't start yet.
We've started again.
Ugh.
Okay,
You
so,
choked to death, man, on the fucking sticky bun.
we're running, aren't we?
We are running.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Mark Herbert, the producer.
Hello,
And
I'm... Oh,
I'm with Shaney.
Hello, I'm Shane Meadows, the director, and I'm here with Pilo.
Hello, I'm Pilo from the block, and I helped write this film, and I act in it as well with Shane Meadows, my good friend.
So, the basic story behind Dead Man's Shoes is that I had gone into early retirement after making Once Upon a Time in the Midlands, and Paddy came back from making In America and the States and confirmed some of my worst fears about my own film, and basically said that I think that probably that I needed a curveball and I needed to get back to making films in the way that me and Paddy had made short films, and I'd made my early work like Small Time, Where's the Money, Ronnie, the idea of getting in a van, going out and making a film, and Paddy had worked with Mark, who's to my right, and had made My Wrongs, and so Paddy put me on to Mark, the producer, and Paddy wanted to work with me again, and they pulled me out of retirement, and
Here he is, he's back, he's a contender.
And back with
again.
vengeance, actually.
I knew the skill was there. I knew it was there. All I got to do is draw it out again. That's all I got to do.
What I loved about this and about the process is that a lot of the stuff here, is that you genuinely found the film as we were going along with the Super 8 stuff. If you think about how that came about.
Yeah, for sure, because the Super 8 stuff... it's mad because this sequence, I edited this song. Do you remember, Paddy?
Early on you had this.
I had this song, but the sequence was just the landscapes of these guys walking through. And I think when we showed it to Film 4 and the people that had financed the film, they were kind of saying, a lot of people won't realise the brother thing. You know, it's like, obviously, we know that these two characters are brothers. And so the idea was, look, we need something in there that shows, I suppose, nothing sentimental, but this idea that they were close and there was something between them. And Mark, we put an advert in the ad mag, didn't we?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and nobody came back. We wanted two brothers, and then the guy there, actually, my Uncle Morris, and said, "I've got some old Cine 8 footage in the attic." Brought it down, and they're my two cousins, and we realised that actually it all worked. We didn't need to shoot it, and that was because we had no money. But it was one of the best things that we had no money.
That's the lamest Christmas tree I've ever seen.
It is a bad Christmas tree, but look, that's my Uncle John.
You can't buy it though. This look, Paddy, you know, this kind of.
You can't fashion it.
No, you can't fashion it.
I'm not knocking it. I'm just. It's a pretty anemic tree, dude.
It is a bad tree.
It's one that you pull out every year, isn't it?
It's one that you bury every year and then fucking dig up again.
And the great thing was we were living in an area like the forest where the guys are walking through now. We all, basically, the way the film was set out, that we kind of had the good guys and the bad guys in the typical sense, and we kept the bad guys living in their own camp, and Paddy and Anthony, who you're seeing on screen now, they lived down with the director with all the creature comforts, and there was a little lake, wasn't there, outside our log cabins.
There was.
Paddy not fell in love, but you took like Paddy Doolittle, wasn't it?
I looked after the ducks and things and the swan creatures. They weren't swans, they were
Canada
too dark.
geese.
Yeah, thank you.
They
so
were.
I'd look after them every morning. They became very attached to me and vice versa.
Was Shelley pregnant at the time?
Yeah, my little boy was baking in her stomach, yeah.
And I think that's why you were drawn to, because they had chicks, didn't they?
They did, yeah, and there was something strange happening in there, man. But I wanted to say about Toby as well being in this film, because we'd written the part for another actor called Anthony, and that's why the character was called Anthony, and we'd written it for him, but he for whatever reason, you know, he didn't want to do the film, and we'd already done some workshops with Toby, and we knew pretty much straight away that he was good and was very talented and quick, you know, and you just find people that you click with and you know that you're going to work well with them, and he was one of them. But when this
God will forgive them.
actor, when the other actor turned the role down, you know, I
Forgive them and I'll
didn't know where, you know, you were going to go from there, and it didn't occur to me at all, because I don't really have a lot to do with the casting, but Shane just said, I'm going to pull Anthony in and give him a go, and it was really last minute stuff, and Shane did a workshop with him and said that he was just absolutely brilliant. So it was a real surprise, because we knew he was talented, yet he was staring us in the face, yet we didn't think of him for that part.
It's because I think when you write things, we wrote the original character was meant to be your older brother, And it was probably more the idea that he'd hung around with this group of guys and probably always been there and always been the butt of their jokes or whatever. And I think Toby didn't jump out because we'd sort of written it for someone twice his age, really. But that's how, when you're making a film like this, and the whole principle of me wanting to make this was that if me and Paddy wanted to make changes on the day, which we did many times, we were in a position where we didn't have to go to the financiers and sort of beg to make the changes. We were able to do it because they didn't have a clue what we were even doing anyway.
No, and it was touch and go. Even putting, even putting Anthony in the film here right now was a last-minute decision. Because I'm assuming that people who are going to listen to this commentary have already seen the film, so therefore they know.
Yeah.
Know about Anthony and his fate and stuff. So it was touch and go because I think we felt quite self-conscious about making a kind of ghost film. You know, it's not our territory, although you like those kinds of movies or whatever. When you start to go into that territory yourself, it can feel a bit dodgy when you start dealing with
and I think
spirits.
you were probably soul searching on that more than I was, because I was kind of. I think from your point of view, you were trying to find what he was. It was like, you know, and I think you were always searching, and I suppose that's the actor in you and the director in me knowing the edit and that you can change things there.
Yeah.
You did shoot. I mean, you did shoot alternatives though, because all those openings there was actually shots where Toby wasn't in. Wasn't it? Didn't you shoot some with Toby not in?
Yeah, that rings a bell.
We did
on the first day, I think, even on the first day of filming, I remember coming out and it was still touch and go whether it was going to work.
Yeah,
and
what a crap thing for Toby though, you know, to be there but still not know on the day.
He earned the name Standby Kebble on the film.
Yeah, he was on standby for weeks.
But I love all this stuff. It looks great because of what you did in the grade. Because I mean, why did we go black and white on this?
I mean, basically, what happened was I did it black and white because I couldn't find an effective. What I wanted originally was to make the black and white, what's now the black and white stuff in the film. I wanted to make it look like the Super 8 at the beginning, but I didn't have any decent filters. I was editing on Final Cut Pro and I couldn't make it work. So I thought, well, I'll go black and white. And we screened it with black and white, and then when we went into the grade, I thought, well, now I'll put these. They'll probably have these great filters, and when they started to do it, it just looked really. I don't know whether it was because I'd got used to seeing it one way, but there's just something about the harshness of that black and white footage, and when some of the really foul things start to happen to him, there's just something about that footage that I'd spoke to Paddy about this very early on. I'd seen one of these like execution things, you know, they flick up on the internet and there's like I saw some guy in a wood just being shot and it was black and white and grainy, and because I knew it was real, it really disturbed me, and I think that probably was one of the reasons why I went for something so cold and you know, almost lo-fi.
Ooh.
And that you do get that instant separation then between the past and the present. It's quite obvious, and I thought it was almost too obvious. But
No, I think it helps people as well, because then, you know, with respect, you know, people need it. They need to know you know.
That there's a different time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, because he looks the same, doesn't he? Because Toby's the same in both.
Yeah.
You know, he's not aged at all.
And to put the whole the great thing about Matlock, where Herbie's walking through now, is that was literally a couple of minutes from those incredible landscapes at the beginning of the film, and that was a real concern, that to make a film in 3 weeks and to shoot a film in 3 weeks that seems to be set out in, you know, these moorlands and landscapes, that it wasn't like a normal film where we had lots of time. So Richard Knight, the location manager, managed to find everything within sort of 10 minutes of one spot.
Yeah. That little thing on the door, that intercom thing, I think we wrote that in as wanting it to be there because it works for the film, but also I'd been to this, I'd been out with Bartley, you know, who was a gypsy, and he took me to this club, and there was, a pub, and there was gypsies in it, but you had to have a security code to get in, and it was like basically their own bar, their own place where they go and drink and do deals or whatever they were doing. And I'd never seen that before. We had to get a code to get into a pub, you know. I thought, well, obviously there's some really dodgy stuff going on here, and that's pretty much what this place is about as well. They're very much kings of this, you know, castle. And
this is a club, isn't it? It's a servicemen's club, I think. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. It was on one side, it was a working men's club, and that back room was for guys. They could just go and play cards and stuff in there.
I love this bit where you do that.
I just don't know what come over me. I'm so ashamed.
Yeah, and the principal idea, I think, that was about Richard and Paddy's character when he comes back is that it's this impression that at first this very personable, it's that thing that we were talking about, what's more scary rather than going straight for the jugular. It's
absolutely.
It's coming and looking people in the eyes.
how bizarre as well to threaten somebody, you know, and look like you're going to tear their head off, and then the next minute, you know, be outside the door waiting for them and
When he
shaking
runs
their hand
off.
and saying, "Oh, I'm sorry."
It's far more frightening than
Yeah,
isn't
and
it?
it's a bit scary, really.
And these guys, there's a great story here because this guy here, Neil Ball, who's playing Soz, was meant to be the first person that was going to get killed. And because of scenes like this, once I put him and Tuff together, there was something that I think the film turned out to be so dark in the latter stages that the lightness of the gang in the beginning and making you like the gang turned out to be one of the biggest strengths. And I think we realised on set that we were going to kill off somebody that was vital to the story. If we kept him in, it was going to help bring the audience along, and so he managed to survive on a daily basis.
I think the best thing was those. I used to get this thing called an 11 o'clock phone call, and it'd be you because it was getting
Right.
and it was like, can we keep this guy in? Can we get rid of this? It was just such like every day there was a big decision.
There needed a few more bongs on that table just to make the point a bit more clear that these guys take drugs.
Yeah.
But this was again the guy Adam, the set designer. I think had about a 10 grand budget. And
Yeah,
what
he did
was
fantastically.
He just came in and he got to know the characters. He knew the characters, and he just dressed things very simply. And what was great is that him and Richard, the location manager, they were a team. There weren't two departments. They just
And
did things together.
the thing about the film is that we were shooting it in a very, very short space of time, and there was very little prep. And the people that were coming on, like Richard Knight, had never actually location managed a feature film, and Adam had just been working on Crossroads.
Just come out of Big Brother.
Yeah.
He was just evicted the week before.
No, but everybody had to step up and everybody had to sort of prove themselves, which I think was what made the film what it is that everybody
Definitely.
sort of like were challenged and rose to the challenge, and I think that was what.
It was an eye-opener because it proves that people are given the chance. There's something about this business that everyone seems to think if you haven't been at it 10 years and worked your way very slowly up to the top of the tree, that you don't deserve it. But I think we proved them wrong with this.
I've been racking my brains all
I love this.
day, I think
He's a local lunatic, isn't it?
No. Oh, Tough,
Yeah.
Anthony's brother.
Here we go. That's made them stop and think, dude, hasn't it?
Yeah.
He was Anthony's brother.
And this music as well works really well. Is this Calexico?
Yeah, because we didn't score the music, and again we had a really low budget. But having Warp Films involved meant that Warp Music were involved, and again, you count your lucky stars in these situations. That because music, I think a lot of people who have seen more of my other work will know that music's very important to my films. But on the other films, I have had decent budgets, and this time round it was like a minute percentage of what we had. So Warp, Steve Beckett at Warp worked tirelessly and sent me music all the time, and I think it's probably the best soundtrack that I've ever had because it feels like it's been scored, but it's actually all individually selected music. So quite an achievement, Mark.
Look at. Did you have hair like that? Didn't Shane say you had hair like Stuart? A little bit of long hair at the back.
Yeah.
It's coming later.
Don't tell every fucker. They'll know every time they watch the film.
Yeah, that's what these are about, revealing bits and pieces.
Not shit like that, though. You don't tell everybody your mistakes.
It's you that wouldn't have your hair cut, dude.
It's like telling a fighter how to knock him out. What?
That doesn't work.
No, it doesn't. Dude, I was on another film.
What's great about this is that as well, this was after everybody had to age, 8 years? Was this 8 years before?
Yeah, this is 8 years
Yeah,
previous.
8 years previous. So, I mean, like, just by shaving people and putting hair extensions on.
I know there was very limited resources there, wasn't it? To make you look younger, we're going to, like, paint under your eyes with white paint. I love this scene. It's that hecticness of the gang. Every time you go in, it's like frigging Marx Brothers.
Yeah.
And then you come back out to here, and Richard is so... There's nothing leaves his lips, is there, unless it's been absolutely categorically thought out.
Yeah, it's hard as an actor as well, because you think... as an actor, you feel like you always got to be performing all the time. And I'd come home from a day's work and think, I've actually done anything today, because it's just really very restrained and... unless you're kind of making people laugh or you feel like you're performing, it's quite difficult.
It's difficult to read, isn't it?
Yeah, and you don't know if you're doing a good job or not because you're not the one impressing. And this guy wasn't a part that was going to really impress in that way. You weren't going to come home feeling that you'd nailed it. But that's the way it was. You know, don't say too many things. Why speak unless you have to? And
Is that Sonny stuff? Yeah, it's gonna go.
Hopefully, you know this scene here, Mark. We're going to try and put the whole thing, I think, aren't we, on there?
Well, I came into this scene, I think it was about the third day, it was a night shoot, and I came in and I remember seeing your face, and you just nailed this one.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, oh my God, you've got to see what we've just
The
done.
whole take
There's
was
a whole
just
take.
stunning because in the film, there's basically, because obviously when you're making a film, you can't put everything, all of your loves, you'll end up with a 5-hour film. But this was one scene that I really struggled to cut down because you only see him snort one powder off the table, but there's like a 10-minute take where he goes across the table and they've laid out 3 or 4 variations of things they can cut the cocaine or the speed down with. And I think we are going to include that, so you should see the whole thing.
And he actually got Parmesan then. It didn't, it wasn't
Yeah,
rehearsed.
because that's true, of course. He didn't know
He didn't
what was
know,
actually
he
what
got
they were
it.
giving him, yeah.
Yeah, and he got it there where you've just seen
Yeah,
the thing.
that's right.
Hey, take care.
Yeah, well, yeah. See you in a bit, Keith.
Say hello to Sonny.
Yeah, will do.
Yeah, man, he's off his fucking trolley. Have you seen him?
Here you come, Paddy.
It's the Elephant Man. Fucking great.
come here and suck this.
I love this next bit, man. African mask. Yeah. How'd you go from sitting down to that in 23 seconds?
An elephant.
I just love the idea that whenever Soz and Tuff are on their own, when there's no one else in the flat, they get up to very corrupt and dirty things.
And this was Elephant Man, wasn't this? This came out on the day as well, wasn't it? The Elephant Man.
Yeah, that one
thing?
in the Stewart come out with that, did he not?
Yeah, which was.
And on a
I think
technical
they-
point here, that when the guy that was shooting the film, Danny Cohen, we told him that we didn't really want any lights on the shoot, and for the nighttime stuff, normally, I don't know, where people probably may or may not know, there's a right debacle shooting at night. Normally, you've got cranes everywhere, and Danny managed to do the whole film with one small lamp. So,
Oh, chain stoking.
Oh,
We were
Paddy,
going to
tell
call
them
the
about-
film.
Here we go. This has got to be your moment.
What about the chain stoking?
You don't like that.
I
do
don't
you?
like. I like the idea that he sprayed on the wall. That doesn't bother me. But I don't like the style of that it's written. I think it looks awful. It looks like something off a teenager's school book, and it just to me doesn't look like somebody's written it in a very quick.
In a hurry.
Yeah, and that's why I don't like it basically. But I don't mind.
Do you know what it means?
Yeah, I do.
Which is?
It's your last breath as you die. You know, it's a term that people use in the medical, profession.
Well, at
So
one
thank
point, I
you.
think we had about 3 days of where that was going to be the title of the film.
Yeah, and then everyone just went Shano.
Well, they said chain smoking.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was. And a lot of people thought it was about a Cherokee Jeep, didn't they?
yeah. It was like no, thank you.
This
Oh, it's a reshoot.
This is a pickup, yeah. Because Paddy always wanted to shoot this thing where he goes round to Big Al's house, and I don't know why I didn't push for it or whether we were tight for time, but you were dead right. You said that he hadn't gone round enough and done enough sort of pranky stuff, had he?
Yeah.
And you pushed for this, and
If you didn't see him go to Sonny's, you definitely had to see him do
Yeah.
something here.
because people weren't getting it when they saw the film. That it
No,
was-
and there had to be a series of things on that night, didn't there? Really?
yeah, that basically just to let them think that it's kind of just he's just coming back and going to play a few pranks, so that when
Yeah.
it steps up a notch. But this is great. This Hammer, this is one of the long hair, isn't it?
Nick Hemming on the.
Yeah, the music you can hear in the background is a friend that me and Paddy go back a long way with, Nick Hemming, and is he called the Leisure Society?
Not anymore, but he was, I think.
So we'll just stick with Nick Hemming.
Just Nick Hemming now, I think.
Yeah, but Nick's had music in quite a few of my films, like Gavin Clark, and we were both in a band with Nick, weren't we, when we were 17?
Yeah, well, we're still big pals.
This is one of my
Danger
favourite
Mouse.
tracks, man. This came right at the very end, this Danger Mouse track, didn't it?
Yeah. And I love
Danger
it,
Mouse.
just-
Come on, Gemini.
Gemini's in prison.
Is he?
He is, yeah. He's got 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
This was we actually had a different song here. It was a Moon Stomping Scar track, really quite the only famous song in the film, and we couldn't afford to get it cleared. And
It works really well.
It's a brilliant track. It's
And that car. You got to talk about the car because
well, yeah, no, because there was like It's one of those, because everyone says, it's just think of it as a gag, but there was a lad in Uttoxeter who inherited his grand's car when she died, and it wasn't that, but it was something as ridiculous as that too. It was like a little Fiat with a roll down roof, and no one, because he was dead hard, no one would take the piss out of him in the car, and it's the kind of thing that's so ridiculous and it's that thing of, these guys and the dope smokers and all of that. It's that sort of thing of being a bit trippy, dude.
Yeah.
Having a mad car.
Having petals on your bonnet.
I had that on my Skoda. Did you ever see that Skoda?
Yeah, very early, in the early days.
Yeah. Yeah, so that last scene that we were talking about with Big Al, when we didn't have that in the film and he came out here...
Yeah, it was hard to make sense.
Everyone thought he'd been upstairs pulling his hood and...
Yeah.
But...
It's just still, is it?
My favourite bit's when he's washed it off and he's still got light blue above his eyes.
We'll have a word. What do you want? Go inside. Probably best we go inside, Sonny. You won't take long,
That's great. It's this bit at the door between him and Herbie. Who banged on the door? That's proper Uttoxeter conversation here. That's Uttoxeter. You could hardly even work out what they're saying, can you? It's great.
There's one of them where I think Paul said to him, if we come at a bad time, and it was perfect timing, but I don't know if it couldn't cut in or whatever. It just didn't.
This was because remember on the day that we did all the farm stuff. This is the only stuff that we've kind of shot out of sequence.
Yeah.
He did all this in those 2 days, and didn't. I mean, this one was one that we did at the end. Do you remember? Because it was like there was a bit of a.
I can't remember, Mark.
Yeah, we came. I think came up and we've not done this scene.
I think you're making it up.
I am.
You can just don't leave pauses, But this scene, was right up. It was the last scene before the acid sequence later in the film.
Yeah.
This was much further down the film for 90% of the edit.
Right.
And it was like, but it was because we didn't have anything of you in the house, lace in the house, putting stuff in the kettle.
Yeah, we needed that.
Yeah, so then when we reshot that stuff, that meant I could pull this scene back because we were thin.
Yeah.
We shot all of the scenes between you and Toby in about 2 days, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
So there was, I think virtually, is there a scene missing that we shot with you and Toby? We actually used everything, I think, didn't we?
I can't remember.
Not every shot, but I mean every idea.
Yeah, I think. Oh, definitely, yeah.
Dickie Davies. It's not us, Dickie.
Well, you were going to play Sonny for a bit, weren't you?
Yeah, that's a crazy story. Paddy wanted me to play him, I think, but if it had been a normal biggie budget shoot, I probably could have pulled it off. But Gary came and saved my bacon because the guy we'd got to play Sonny wasn't working out, and I was only a few days away from shooting him. Because I'd done a lot of improvisations with Toby and been that sort of character for Toby, I thought it was almost going to be one of these things where I was going to have to come out of my acting retirement from Jumbo in small time. And it was lovely because Paddy did show a lot of faith in me and gave me the confidence I could do it, but it was more a case of I had to think so much as a director on this on my feet that to be a main actor in the film as well, it could have been lethal, And then Gary came, I think the Saturday before we started shooting, and wasn't what I was looking for. I sort of sent out a thing in Spotlight looking for very big, thick-set skinhead, but the casting lady just put Gary up because she knew that he was, wanted to come to England and make some films in Britain, and I just looked at him because I thought it was something different, and the thing that he'd got was that homosexual angle on it. He wasn't this big, thick-set guy, and it made me realise that I'd gone a bit too obvious with it, thinking needing a big thug,
I felt that as well, though. I didn't feel, to be honest, when you were looking at Gary, I thought it was all wrong for us because in my head it wasn't what I'd seen either. We'd written that character and, kind of based around somebody Shane knew, and I'd met this person as well, so I just had a definite picture in my head as well, and it wasn't an obvious thing for me, but I couldn't see anybody else doing it. This part.
No, I mean, I think he lent this, and this what he does here is just like
it's
that
amazing.
kind of passive.
This is
but,
his best scene,
passive aggressive thing, which
amazing.
is.
And I actually thought he's too good looking, but it's a strange thing to say, but
I know what you're saying, but isn't it funny that now suddenly, because he is like the best looking of the lads, it
Yeah,
gives
well,
him that
people
hierarchy.
gravitate to him. And,
Yeah.
And he actually looks a lot like my Uncle Dave, who was dark like Gary and stuff. And he's almost like the Elvis Presley of the estate, you know.
He was very brave to do this, because I remember him doing this scene, and I was like, it's sex pest territory,
Yeah,
and it's
absolutely.
not the sort of thing a lot of people like doing, and he had to break Toby's heart here. And
How could you not give that little thing best newcomer?
no, Jesus wept, man. Yeah, we were at the BEFA Awards last night, and we got 8 nominations, and we didn't pick up any prizes, which is totally cool.
That's
but
the
I think
British Independent
British
Film
Independent Film
Independent
Awards.
film.
Yeah,
The J.K.
Independent.
Rowling.
J.K. Rowling
I'm
sponsored.
not saying anything about that. No. I like JK.
No, she's great, but independent, probably not quite the same vein as I was thinking I was entering into there. But there you go.
No, there you are.
But no, I was gutted for Tony. He did his hair special, and
It's a good punch.
that was a brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, if Gary can't throw a good punch, I don't know who can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually did some boxing with him. He said, "God, that right hand chain." I said, "I'm left-handed."
Fucking hell, dude. Look at that. That's horrible.
I'd seen that firsthand. Someone knocked out, and then he went in and. I think I say it's coming. There's a documentary that goes with the film that tells that story, so I won't go into it too much. But it's pretty horrific.
Look at that sky. Richard found that. Richard Knight found that. Didn't he, Shane?
Yeah, Richard,
No, that car was there. Nothing's dressed
No,
here.
nothing's touched.
that axe was in there, Paddy, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
That bird that flies off was
That
in
was-
there, wasn't he?
That's CGI.
Listen, here goes the bird.
Where is it? It's
It's
gone.
just flown off, yeah. It couldn't look after its young after that.
I think what was great about Richard is that, do you remember how hard it was to get to this place? It was like he must
Oh,
have got
man.
out and walked for about
Yeah.
4 miles to find it.
No, he did amazing. Like Shane said, everything was just on the doorstep.
This is great now because you've got Richard, just little tiny things. Oh, there's a really big sharp, well, no, a very blunt old axe, and they're freaking out in the background. Because if I'm honest, when I put this stuff together with the guys, it was so hectic.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus, people are gonna end up getting really titsed off because they're so mad, these guys, all the time, up on massive energy. But having those scenes with you up at the
Yeah,
farm,
just those small scenes.
that's great. Never mind what it says. Big Al's hair. Fraser used to have his hair like that when we painted faces. George Newton there, who's stood in the doorway, the one that's got knob on his back. Do you know that he didn't get a part initially?
No, I didn't know.
He got very close, but there wasn't enough parts. And I turned him down and I said, he got really close and it was like between him and someone else. And
Between him and Gary Busey.
yeah, and George, this was about 11 o'clock in the morning on this day of rehearsals, and George, I said, sorry, mate. Now, it was really sad because he'd wanted to be in a film his whole life. And
Yeah.
Anyway, I came out for my lunch and he was sat outside, and then I came out for my tea and he was still there. And
Sat with a little sparrow.
yeah, they were the little
There's
viola.
little sparrows around him and that.
But it wasn't because he was like desperately clinging on. He just was like, just had to be around it and stuff, and he was prepared to sweep up and that. But no, in all honesty, I just thought, man, the commitment and there's just something about him that I thought I've got to do something, no matter how
Yeah.
small. And I created a titchy part, and then it actually blossomed. And
Oh, he's there, man. Did we write the character as Gypsy John?
we wrote.
No, he was a barman.
Yeah,
Yeah, he owned the
He owned
club
the
where
pub,
all
that-
these
yeah,
guys
that's how it
were at.
started.
Yeah,
and basically George stayed there. And by the end of the day, I just thought,
that's commitment.
that is commitment.
Sitting out there with all them sparrows. It's like something off Walt Disney.
But George is someone I want to use again and again. He's got an amazing face.
He's in the next film, isn't he, Shane?
Yeah, he is,
George?
Paddy.
I think this is where where the editing really came into its own. Do you remember? Because these
That
scenes
little girl
just-
did nothing but eat chocolate all day.
We'd had 2 editors by the point that this, what you're sort of watching now, this intercutting between the black and white, I could never make this scene work where the guys go round to the fat house and threaten the girl that they'd slept with and, in the worry that she's the one that spilt the beans. And when Chris came on, Chris Wyatt, he sent me an edit and I'd taken this scene out of the film completely.
Yeah.
It had been gone from the film. I never thought it was going to work. And Chris had
She's
intercut
wanking
it.
it.
She made that look real, didn't she?
Expert, dude.
This is horrible. We wrote this, Paddy. He was going upstairs with a vibrator in his
He
hand.
was, yeah, and yeah, we had all kinds of stuff. I mean, this script changed every day.
Yeah.
We wrote it over, I think, 6 weeks or 8 weeks or something,
I think it was about 3.
Really?
Yeah, it was
we
not
had, We
long.
had 6 or 8 weeks, but we wrote a completely different film for the first
Oh, we did.
5.
Yeah,
'Cause
we
it
did.
started off as a comedy, do you remember?
Of course.
Gay landlord.
It did.
And you rang me up and said,
And then we said, it's changed.
it's changed.
There we go. This is the this Paddy. In all honesty, this was the hardest scene I've ever had to edit. Every time I showed it to you, you were just thought it's not quite there. It's 80% or
Yeah,
and-
well,
and-
I've, like you say, I have the job. I make the film, and then off we go. And because we work together, you know, you edit this thing, and then I'll look at it after a month, and I sit there looking dead depressed. And you're the person though who's had to sit there for the month and edit it and keep doing
sure.
different versions. And I don't envy that job, really, to be honest. It's a tough job.
But you were right there, mate. And I think if it hadn't been for you, you knew there was something more in there. But it took some finding on this scene. I couldn't. It was just one of those things, you know.
Yeah.
Just one of those scenes that you make something better and then something else gets worse within it. But we finally got there, and it's one of the most memorable standoff scenes I think in anything.
Yeah, yeah.
It was just getting that balance so you weren't just a nutcase, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we couldn't portray him as a nut, because he's not a nutcase, and at the end of the day, he's not some killing machine either.
No,
He's
he-
not the Terminator. He's a human bloke, and he's had to kind of condition his mind to do this stuff. He's obviously ill,
Yeah.
but but he's not inhuman, and he is frightened as well.
That's great. I've seen that a few times in pubs when the
Yeah.
hand doesn't come up, and you're like, oh dear.
What's great here is that they just don't look at Toby.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's
Toby's
just really nice that none,
What are you up to?
yeah.
Mooching about.
Mooching about in my house.
When he's there, you're
Always
just
pain,
thinking
mate.
he's just going to swing one. He's lining up to whack you all the time.
Yeah,
isn't he?
yeah, absolutely.
And you've just there with your hands
you doing?
down your side, behind your back. No fear.
That's my concern.
Not me in my house.
He's a big guy, isn't he, for a middleweight, Gary?
Yeah.
Jesus
Not for
Christ.
Gonna come and see me, will you?
Maybe I will.
17'2".
You're not afraid of me, are you?
He meant that.
The point of that was, like, if you're up against if you're going to be in a fight with somebody and they don't give a shit whether they win or lose,
They'll be back the next day.
it's
with a cricket
frightening,
bat.
yeah. And there's people that you just cannot keep down.
Do you remember, Paddy, that we originally wrote it that they got out and kicked your head
Yeah,
in?
yeah, beat him up and just left him lying there.
But I think what you'd done with the character to that point, it was almost like they'd got it in their head that this Marine was on their ass.
And that's the point as well, that why he was a soldier also, because within, your communities and stuff, you grow up where, people fight as hard men, whatever, but there's always some kind of aura around a soldier. And if someone's just come back out of the army and they're down the local pub, it doesn't take long for somebody to want to test them or fight them to prove that they can somehow beat a soldier, or they're in awe of them, or what have you. So that's why I felt that it was important that he was an ex-soldier as well.
Yeah. And they leave it. And the great thing there is because we'd wrote the classic, what everyone would have done, the whole gang get out and go up and threaten him.
Yeah.
But Sonny's their leader, and it's much bigger that he goes on his own and comes back on his
Yeah.
own and bottles it, basically. Because he looks in that guy's eyes and he knows if I whack him now, I'm going to get a sword in me back tomorrow,
Yeah, he's
you
left
know.
the planet, basically. Richard ain't really there.
Did you mention us?
Mention you specifically, mate.
Fucking invited us.
Pass me a spanner.
Also in that scene previous, we'd done a take, and Gary pushed me.
Yeah.
And if you remember, and we had to. It was
Didn't
like,
work.
can't happen. You can't really lay a finger on this guy because it will just destroy
Yeah.
the whole.
We didn't
kind
have the
of
capacity
mystique.
to film what would have unfolded if he had laid a hand on you in
No.
that scene, because you would have had to have.
It would have had to have,
happened.
evolved. Yeah.
Yeah, it would have had to have happened there.
I think this is where it sort of feels to me a bit more like a western.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That comes in. It's like this. Is he there?
It's
Is he
great.
real? Is he a
Yeah.
ghost?
The
It's just
labels
sort
on the bottles of beer are brilliant, aren't they? Ginger label with BR written
It
on
is a
them.
western at the end of the day, but we didn't set out consciously to make a western, which is why it works.
Yeah.
The thing about it is, the truth is, it's kind of really. I kind of went back and what I'd done on Midlands, I kind of just put it to one side and just started again.
Yeah.
For me, it's what I'd set out to do with you 3 or 4 years ago when we made Jimmy Profit.
Yeah, and we didn't do it for whatever reason.
Yeah. Well, I know why we didn't do it, because basically I changed it beyond recognition, and then it wasn't the same film. And so, it's almost like basically started again on something that we never really got a chance to make the first time round.
Well, that Jimmy Prophet is what you showed me that first day we met when I
Yeah.
came round to your house, and it was like, oh, bloody hell! What you did this with no money and just you and Paddy and no script?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah, 'cause
pretty
We
incredible,
we
really.
just would meet up. There's a spate where, my wife was at work all day. Shane had time on his hands, and we'd just meet up and literally just go out driving with a few props and just invent characters on the spot, you
Yeah.
know, and that's where that came from. And we made a little football film with my nephews and stuff, and we just made them. It's just getting off your arse and doing stuff. It doesn't have to be genius, you know. To me, they're just like a sketchbook, and they're short films with base ideas that sometimes lead to features.
Definitely. And although Jimmy Prophet's, it's not the same character at all. It's that idea. We were looking at that idea as someone that had been away for such a long period of time that they were almost like the Rumblefish character Mickey Rourke plays.
Yeah.
That when they come back, they're the same shell of a person.
Yeah.
But inside, it's like, completely unrecognisable.
Yeah.
And this is where it all switches.
And that's where Adam had about 4 hours to decorate to do that room, and he just did that with that one down just works so well there.
They've used that image loads, haven't they?
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
great.
great shot. I remember the first time.
George is great at playing dead.
Well, and as well, I think we might even put this on the extras, but there was a scene where you actually followed him into the toilet with the axe, wasn't there?
I
It
attacked
was
him with
cut.
2 weapons. I had like a kosh thing
Some nunchakas.
I hit him with. Yeah, some invisible nunchucks.
You had an
And-
axe in the reshoot, didn't you?
I had an axe in the reshoot and a bow staff. The bow staff, yeah.
So why didn't? I mean, it sort of didn't. You didn't need it, did you?
It took away. Well, there was 2 things. One, it didn't look very good. It wasn't very well executed because we couldn't afford to have a fake axe made that you could hit him with.
And
So-
nobody really got the invisible nunchuck thing. They're just like, what's he hitting him with? We can't see anything. You know?
But it's true. It just didn't visually. It just wasn't a very good shot. And then the other thing was, it's this idea of the acid sequence that comes later on. When you actually in the edit, you realise that if you see him kill somebody before that acid sequence, you know what he's capable of. And even though he's obviously killed somebody, the fact you didn't see him do it,
Yeah.
it reserves something for that acid sequence, and it basically gives all the power that you need. It's like a big climax when you get
Yeah,
there.
and he doesn't stand, from Richard's point of view, he doesn't stand toe to toe and fight. You know, he's not going to do it that way. He doesn't get into physical tussles
He could
with these
do it.
guys.
That's what I love about him. He's saying, I'm not going to avenge anything that you haven't done already
Yeah.
yourselves. You preyed on what was basically a child.
Yeah.
And you abused a child, and I'm going to abuse you in the same way. And that's what the acid's about for me. He basically debilitates them in the so that they become putty in his hands.
Yeah.
And it's not that he couldn't take them out physically, but he
Or
does.
played on.
He's got to be. He wants a dishonourable death, doesn't he? For them?
Absolutely, yeah. But we rehearsed this scene in my living room. We'd do that a lot when we were writing, just act scenes out. I don't know if you remember, Shane, we were like we'd kind of act
do,
it out.
mate,
You'd
yeah.
be Al or
He'd
whoever.
walk up to doors and knock on doors, and I'd
all
open
that,
them.
all that kind
No
of stuff.
room here.
No room at the end. The neighbours wondered what we were doing.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm sure from my part it wouldn't look so good on film, but I think it's good for you to be able to improvise a bit, and it really helped us write scenes, didn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
This was the worst day for me shooting. I remember Fraser came up and it was like a curse passed over the whole set.
It's true. Paul does have that with him.
Well, everything went. The car broke down.
Yeah, the gearbox went on the car, and I mean, literally, this was shot. The great thing about the digital grade on the film, without getting too technical, is that this if you looked at the raw footage, it was like day, night, sunny, raining, sleet. Because we basically shot something that should have took a couple of hours, it took like 15 hours to do
Yeah,
it.
and also the effects guys. They're good guys and stuff, but I think it kept going wrong. The gunshot.
Yeah.
It was just one of them days where it was just getting too much of a pain in the ass, and Big Seamus was going to have a heart attack. If he had to sort of fall on the floor anymore, he did it about 20 times.
We had to take him to hospital.
Yeah,
me
he
and
went
Shane
to
afterwards
hospital.
we thought he was gonna go.
You heard about the one when he come out of the hospital when they gave him the all clear, but it was about 2 a.m. Barry, the line producer, arranged to meet him around the front. He says, "I'll bring my car round,
Yes.
and you follow me then back to the village," because it was miles away from where we were staying. Anyway, so Seamus is sat waiting in the Jag, and the car comes around. He follows it through some villages, and about an hour later, the car pulls up and a woman gets out at some traffic lights and runs off down an alleyway screaming, and he'd followed the wrong person. And she reported him to the police and everything.
I got woken up at 4 a.m. from Seamus saying I'm all right, I'm not dying, my heart's fine, but I think I'm going to be arrested tomorrow.
He was good, Seamus. He could do. I've never met anybody who can do accents so brilliantly. He could do anything.
His German accent's unbelievable.
Yeah, and his Northern Ireland and stuff.
And here's where the poster image came this day as well,
Yeah.
wasn't it? That Dean took.
When you stand, yeah. That's the only bloodshot that worked out of about 75.
Looking pretty slim there, dude.
It's because you're wearing black and stripes.
And flares.
Is that the type you do your drama workout in?
I love the fact that they're just so scared that they don't even take another pop at him.
No,
Just
they don't take
have
a
they got
pop.
one?
And if you notice as well, he doesn't go to lunge at him with the axe. He chucks the axe down and pushes him, and it's kind of like he knows that they're that nervous that any move and that trigger will be pulled, and it's a chance thing that, you know, he shoots Al in the head.
But this,
That was made, that exit wound was made with tissue paper and tomato sauce, wasn't it?
yeah.
Basically.
I made it.
This is
I multitasked.
This is one of my favourite sort of bits of the film where, because it's just so it's static and it is just like such a well photographed. When it comes back to the garage,
I think this wide shot that's coming up is my favourite shot in the film. When the four guys are stood there, Gary in the foreground. When
They look like a rock band, don't they?
They do. Do you know what? Do you know what inspired it? Have you seen the cover for the Rolling Stones album?
Let it be.
No,
Let it bead.
no. Bleed Me Rhythm. There's a shot. There's a Rolling Stones cover when the Mick Jagger's side on, I think, and it's all their heads.
Yeah.
And that inspired me, dude.
Wicked. No, it's great.
Yeah,
I didn't know that, Shane.
you do now.
Thank you. I love George's wig.
E.T.'s looking a bit weird.
It looks like a lion. Or wait till you see George's wig.
I know, that wig's brilliant, isn't it? Because he knew Gary was having extensions. Yeah.
I'm gonna get something there. Gary's done what?
This one, I love
Wait
this
till you
shot.
see me. That's the one in it, the Rolling Stones, High
Yeah.
Tides, Green Grass.
Is that the album?
I don't know.
Fucking gearbox has gone bad, we're fucked.
I saw it at my mate Gavin's and
Stranded here, man.
it stayed with me.
Gonna have to walk through the town, aren't
Back there, he's waiting for us, he's gonna fucking kill us, man.
we? Where are you gonna go, man?
There.
We're not doing bad here, mate. We haven't had a break yet.
Yeah, good. Get it done.
What we should do as an extra is put that first pathetic effort that we did, that first 7 minutes. Should be a little Easter treasure, shouldn't it?
Yeah. Easter treasure.
Hunt the shitty.
On the shitty commentary.
We should do that. Oh, yeah. People now know, don't they? They're going to go looking for it.
Oh, shit.
I thought you were great on it, Paddy.
I couldn't do it, kid.
You were going to walk out, weren't you?
Yeah.
until your ginger latte came.
Oh, there's snot on his face here, dude.
I hate that.
You cranked this up that day because I was trying to get you to finish quicker because we were really behind on this day, and I don't know what you said to Paul, but bloody hell, it kind of you got that one bit where.
I think he knew it. I just had a conversation with him. It was one of those things. It was a defining moment, I think, and all of the characters, because his character wasn't going to have one of those moments. The rest of the characters all get their kind of like George had this staggeringly great visual, and the other guys were involved in the acid sequence. And I think it was that thing that I think initially we were doing it that he was going off, and it was a lot more laid back. No one wanted to go with him, and he just went off. But I think it was that thing. It was almost like him dying.
Yeah. No,
This is from when I was a photographer. I got my cousin Helen went to she's Down syndrome, and she used to go to a school in Burton, and I went photographing there for a long time, for well over a period of a few weeks, just taking photographs and stuff. And at break time, the kids would play football with you and stuff, but they would all want to hold your hand because you were the new person around and stuff. And they'd all want to just hold on to you, so you'd have a line of kids who just wanted to, and that's where this kind of comes from, really.
this is because this sums up a lot of the relationship between you and Toby. Is like I didn't need to hold your hand.
Yeah.
It was just and that was improvised as well, which was
You
amazing.
and Toby created that scene, and you came and said, "Look, Shane, we've just been thinking about this thing," and you showed it to me, and I never.
Well,
had to
funnily
touch
enough, and
it.
it's a strange thing, but the only person who wouldn't, although she loved me being there, the only person who wouldn't come and hold my hand was my cousin.
How mad!
Yeah.
So it's mad, really.
There's Gavin.
I love that. That's inspired by.
Simon and Garfunkel video.
Yes.
Mother and child reunion.
That's not a real hedge.
That's 30 grand. Richard Knight.
This is Gavin from. This was Clay Hill.
Yeah.
Gavin, who was in Sunhouse, who did a lot of the music for 24/7.
This is inspired by Abbey Rowe. This one. They're trying to get Soz to take his shoes off, but he won't do it.
This is a great track.
Gavin's amazing. He's an amazing songwriter and brilliant voice.
Have you listened to the album?
I have, yeah. I think it's very good,
Some
yeah.
beautiful stuff on there, man, isn't there?
I had the pleasure of hearing some of his very, very early work, and he lived in a caravan.
Yeah.
What was great about a lot of the
Bucket
music
crotch.
on this is that,
That
when
was yours.
when you laid it down, Shane, a lot of the acts, the albums hadn't come out. A lot of the stuff was unsigned. That's why we could afford it. And then what's great is while we were editing, the sort of albums came out.
That's
and
right.
It was sort of.
Yeah, it's true, yeah, because Gavin and Clay Hill had only just signed a deal, and they
Yeah.
hadn't really even started recording the album when they gave me this track. This was a demo. It's slightly different on the album. Still beautiful, but I really love this version for the film. A bit more atmospheric, I think. This is one of my favourites, man. And passing out a really big sword, and you're thinking, I want something really special, like a submachine
We
gun.
wrote this as well, the
Yes.
different weapons and stuff.
And then it gives you the world's smallest knife to try and attack him with, a butter knife.
What was it? He says, "You got to."
If you're going to die, you want
Stuart
to.
was absolutely brilliant in this.
Everyone else has got really cool weapons.
Samurai swords. You're thinking Pulp Fiction, you know, when he's reaching for samurai chainsaws and shit, and everyone's going, ooh. It's an amazing scene, but with this, we just thought, this is the kind of shit people have in their houses. Like, what the
is.
fuck did you buy that for? A little crossbow that could fit in a lady's handbag. You put your lipstick on with it or something. It's terrible. You couldn't shoot it through an apple. There he is,
There he is.
Billy Joe.
When we went back to that house 3 months later to do that pickups, and it all changed the house.
The shot
decorated
coming
it.
up now with Paddy going into the kitchen, they'd actually ripped the kitchen out. We went back a few months later to get this pickup, and because we didn't actually have you going in the house, did we? This
No.
shot here,
Got slightly longer hair. So just
Adam had to rebuild the kitchen, didn't he?
Yeah, he had to rebuild my hair.
It is a bit thicker, dude.
Yeah.
But I blame it. It looks like the elastic's doing it, but in actual fact, it's a massive ponytail given to you by Gianfranco Zola.
Look at that. What was he putting that sword in there? A drawer? Says, you'll guys go under the bed. I'll check the drawer. See if he's in there.
If you look at that scene as well, is that the back door is different from the back door in the others.
Well,
Oh, it's all great. I love all
all
that.
that. No, I
There's Taxi Driver poster, a little homage to
Yeah.
Taxi Driver.
Who'd have thought it? They were knackered
These guys
as well,
just
weren't
make
they?
they
it.
were
They're
bollocks.
brilliant.
They'd actually kept themselves up, and there's obviously you don't want to get too method on it, but basically it was like, I'm not going to let anyone take any drugs on set. That's never going to happen. But tiredness is about as close as you can get to being on acid. If you're absolutely whacked out, man, things can get a bit strange. And so they basically kept themselves. They look absolutely shot.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't hardly see anything of these guys on the shoot.
No, I know.
You know, and it wasn't, again, methody. It was just that I never workshopped with them. I never hung around with them.
I think that worked though, that they
It
didn't
did,
know
yeah.
yet.
And they didn't have an angle at
And
all.
we put them all the gang in that same cottage so that they were all together,
Yeah.
and they kind of became the gang.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it worked. And whereas I'd never talked to Toby and he thought I didn't like him, but it's just because I don't like talking.
Yeah.
In fact, I think Stuart and Neil, I got a phone call at about 3 a.m. to go and get them from that ropey club in Matlock.
Oh,
And
that
they
was
were-
brilliant, that club. What was it called?
I can't remember. There was like fluffy bras dancing.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
But we had shot this scene. We had written in the script that he'd gone in and put these drugs in the tea and stuff. And it's trying to just convince everybody that they're going to use the kettle water because there's only so many ways you can get the drugs down them. But we went back and reshot that bit there with him loading the kettle, and that's all we needed, really, wasn't it, Shane?
Yeah.
But I don't know why we didn't shoot him filling the kettle at the time. We
You've
just
got to
didn't.
tell them about this though, Shady. That
It's what he's having a real shit.
Yes.
Yeah, he is, and that what they're smelling's real turd.
Oh, dude, I couldn't have done it. I'd have had to have left the room.
the focus puller was gipping.
Oh,
it was
shit.
just really couldn't.
I love this, man, because the first thing that's coming through in the bloodstream here is the speed.
So here they come, and they're washing up and doing the chores. Busy little elves.
Oh, it's those conversations. We can save these and make cups.
Look at Gary here, though. And he, you know, to be fair, I mean, he looks good in good nick compared to us and stuff, but he was, I don't know if he was self-conscious about it or not, but I remember him saying, you know, that he had about a week and a half off to come back and do the young stuff. And he said, oh, when I go back, I'm going to just drink loads of water and eat salads every day. And he came back, he looked about 10 pounds lighter.
Yeah, he
and
did.
10 years younger.
I suppose if you've done what he's done, man, he's going to
He
know
knows how to do it, yeah.
yeah.
But it was amazing, really. He really did pull it off.
No, if you get the
Two fags.
plastic bag,
Yes.
3 pence, and the glass is 5 pence. So if you cut the 3 with the 5, you lose fucking money.
That is
It's a
absolutely
great conversation.
And the 3 is separate.
Because, you know, the worry... This was the one scene in the film that I actually thought in my head, this has got to work, because there ain't been a great drug scene for 30 years, you know.
No. But any drug scenes are all dancey and clubby and...
Hey, man.
Glam.
And,
The one that really did
Glamorous.
my head in was Easy Rider, because I'd probably just had some
but you thought it was bad?
bad drugs at the time, yeah.
Oh, no, I thought it was a great scene.
Oh, yeah,
That was
great,
the
but
last
bad in
great-
a way that I looked at, and when she's
Yeah.
on the gravestone, I was like, oh, and he's crying at the
Frightening.
statue. I didn't like that.
But that was the last great acid trip.
Yeah, it was frightening in that way.
Well, the reality of these gangs like this is they do drugs in the home. It's not
Yeah,
about
Of course they
going
do,
out
yeah. It's
clubbing
not.
and it's
Yeah,
that
that's
coke.
it, Mark. You're right, man.
And it's the people do drugs and sit at home.
Yeah,
That's
sitting in the
sad.
living room.
Yeah.
When we ever did shit like that, yeah, you'd be around someone's living room smoking.
Herbal fags.
It's being gobbled
And this was
there.
just a light, wasn't it? Just a light on
Yeah,
the camera.
basically, wherever Danny went with the camera, we did one version without and one version with, and he went round with this really powerful lamp, and it just wrecked everyone's pupils around.
Yeah.
So, like, when you come the lamp in, you see it on your close-up there, your pupils dilate massively. And a lot of the work on this acid sequence, rather than trying to do special effects on the day by the lamp, I knew it was all going to be sound-led, because my quite horrific experiences on acid when I was a kid were... It was just the way atmospheres kept changing
Yeah.
on you. It was not like, oh, there's a little bunny rabbit dancing about on a coffin.
Or on a biscuit tin.
They're freaked as well.
And it's that
There's
thing
about
that...
12 songs here, isn't there?
Yeah, we basically did a cut that was dead clever and worked, but it was just a bit too clever. And one day it was just like, actually, the thing about acid is there's no logic, so we literally just chopped a few bits up blind and threw it back together. And I think that was really when we got what we were looking for. Oh,
That's great.
that's Gary for me. That guy on the left, that's you and your brother, and that big tall kid.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the only
That's
time.
great. Undoing the shirt, whatever connotation that has in this,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah. So I take that back. Actually, Jacob's Ladder, man.
Oh yeah, that's amazing.
I mean, I know it's not.
I couldn't watch that for years.
It's frightening.
I'd seen it and it just did my nut in, so I couldn't watch it again for 5 years. But when I watched it again, I'd already always associated it with bad drugs or something, and it's actually a brilliant film.
From here in the film, there's no more effects. You know, that lamp's gone and it's now
Yeah.
totally real in the room, and it's only the sound that changes. So you've got these kind of two halves to the acid sequence. Oh, that's scary.
And he touches your face in a minute, it just...
Tries to stroke my beard and that. You've got something in your beard. Got a big bean juice in your beard.
Get up and fucking dance. Get up and dance at my party. Grab that fucking chair. Get up.
Well, you think this is where they actually abused him, so I reckon he has planned this, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely,
Yeah. He wants to get them in this
religiously.
situation.
I think that out of everything, there's probably some things that he's done on spec, but I think this
Yeah.
was the one, wasn't it, that he knew he was going to... He knows what they gave his brother, and he wants to give him exactly the same.
Yeah.
And look at them. I mean, they're like 2-year-old children in his hands.
And this is the thing that we decided as well. It was, Sonny was... I think we felt, making the film, that the audience would expect there's going to be some big showdown between Richard and Sonny.
Yeah.
And... Again, I don't remember if it was on the day that it was like
It was on
Sonny's
the
going
day, yeah.
first.
Well, to be fair, like, I think even Gary sort of said, he came up and said, I think Gary was, because he was the only one that had probably never had experiences of taking hallucinogenic drugs, he was really worried about it because obviously he didn't think he had anything to call on to.
Yeah.
But, he looks as believable as the others, but he was coming up sort of saying, I think when we actually got very close that maybe it was just a bit too obvious.
Yeah.
So to take him in the back and give him... This is that thing I spoke about, I'd seen on the internet. That execution, man, just bang and someone's gone,
I just wish we could have had a little... something.
Oh, that bloody flash.
Yeah,
You still going on about that?
What a flash.
just a little something.
It's lo-fi's the way, Paddy.
Dude, I'm lo-fi all the way. Just a little flash, dude.
You wanted to whack him because he had a bogey up his nose here, didn't you?
No, I didn't. He was really in it, man. But he'd had a snotty nose, and I don't like it. It's not nothing personal against Neil.
I'm going to end it all for you now.
There's no clarity for him there, is there?
No, what a bastard.
You can see Herbie's the one that's trying to pull it together.
Yeah.
God, it's crazy. I haven't seen the film for months now, man.
Breathe.
That's how you do it, mate. In the movies.
Move your wig back.
Your wig slipped.
We had a special effect on Neil there.
Yeah, it works just seeing it that
Just
quick.
a flash, yeah. They did a great job on that. It was a really lovely effect, but if you saw it for too long, it was just too much.
But here's the best effect I think they did. I think they did.
Yeah. This is it. This is good with the fact that it's Stuart here. He's the one that Richard first terrorises.
Yeah.
He's almost the weak link. He's almost the grasser of the gang.
And in
that one.
every other slasher or horror pic where there's a revenge theme going on, the first person you see usually gets whacked out.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the weasel normally is the first one to get it, and in our film the weasel lasts right to the
Yeah.
very bitter end, doesn't he?
I'm sure I made that case look heavier in other takes.
Maybe a little sort of gum flash when it landed.
Yeah.
He's put his wig back.
What is it?
It's back on straight, thank God.
Open it.
It's very distracting.
When the editor got this, because we didn't tell her that she didn't know what we'd had a body made. I was really worried that it didn't look real, and I rang her up and said, "Oh, did you see the thing?" And she said, "Oh, how did you do that? Was he under the floorboards and he put his head through in the
That's
in the
great.
case?" So, but yeah,
They did do a good job. It's just one of those things like anything. You can't see too much of it for too long.
But Paul, who plays tough, when they came and showed us the thing, he goes freaked beyond belief. Do you remember
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
day? He was like, it spooked him big time. Seeing himself in it.
Yeah.
They couldn't be on his own in rooms.
With you. Stuart was brilliant in this thing.
Yeah.
I think that actually this is one take that you should put on the DVD as a whole. That one take. Do you remember that first one? It's really sort of it.
Yeah, I want to try and have a look at some of that material.
I find them usually very boring.
I'll tell you a question I'd like to ask you, Paddy.
Yes.
If you hadn't seen that knife, in your opinion, I've got my own views on it. When you go to hug him and then you see the knife, was you going to kill him anyway, or do you think you may have walked away, unless you'd seen the knife?
No, he would have died.
Either way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, what's your thought on it?
Somebody else asked me that the other
Because
day.
the problem is, I believe him. I believe he's going to give him his life.
No, he never was going to let. In my mind, he was
Yeah.
never ever going to let any of them go, and it's only until the end, really, that I think it's when the first ever voice of reason comes in, which is Joe,
Yeah.
and talks to him
When he
like
sees her at the door.
like almost like a mother, and tells him off. When he kind of like throws a bit of a spanner in the works
Yeah.
for him,
Because she's got nothing to be repentant for. As she
Yeah.
says, she can speak to him as an adult. And
and he just leans on the wall and he's like a little child again, almost.
What would you say?
Yeah, okay. Well then. I don't know what's
This
straight.
TikToking works well as well. This is the only. It's all the way through this.
yeah, it's like a time bomb, innit?
You fucking lied to me.
It's a little ticking.
Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
It's the only bit of sound in this.
That's
other than your
really
dialogue.
subtle. It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
You know, come after you, don't you?
Speed it up.
Everybody.
Just as you're about
Go
to stab
you.
him, it's
Tick tock, hickety dock. You're it.
Let me live, won't you now?
You see, I always thought that you'd change your mind.
I
It's
couldn't let
weird,
him
isn't it?
go. I couldn't. There's
Yeah.
no way on earth that he could go. It was always.
I think the fact that, you know, even me as the director didn't know that's the great thing, because everybody, I think, at that stage, because you make them believe you're going to let him go. He's like he's bargaining for his life.
Well, that's why the scene works so well when he stabs him.
Here we go. Cuddling him, lovely. That's not disturbing, is it?
Got a really long eyebrow there. My wife usually takes care of that. It slipped the net.
For me.
Oh dear.
No. Tell the truth. No.
You've probably seen that there, hadn't you? Anyway?
Yeah.
You knew.
Is it not?
You were just going to use it.
I was going to use whatever he had. If he'd have had that little lipstick crossbar, I've used that on him.
Hey.
Fuck it.
Oh dear.
Come here,
It's
man.
rather swift, this killing. Empty his piss bag.
That is a nice piss bag emptying.
Yeah.
That's great.
We could have easily gone overboard with the sound effects. It was,
Yeah.
you know, because when you haven't got a lot of money, you can use sound effects way too much. And
There were some mixes where they had overdone it,
man,
and you pulled it
karate
back,
chops
didn't you?
and that, yeah. There's some
Dude,
shockers.
people like this always have Buddhas in their flats, don't they, as well?
Yeah, the flat I used to go to as a kid, if you pinched Buddha statues from the gas shop, there was all different types on a display, you could swap it for dope. I used to go and swap Buddha statues for dope, man.
Loads of Zen objects, and there's not much Zen going down.
This
It's a great track.
Yeah, this song, there's the story behind is that lots of people I know myself, Chris Cook, a Nottingham filmmaker, has tried to get a Bonnie Prince Billy track cleared, and Mark said to me when I put this in the film that he's never actually cleared a song for anybody, and you know, if you come into that, I had it with Van Morrison on 24/7, that, you know, you send it to them in the hope that they might see something in the film, and
Yeah.
Bonnie Prince Billy actually saw the film, said he couldn't imagine anything else being in its place, and it's the
Yeah.
first song he's ever cleared, so very
Especially
proud.
these first couple of verses are
Yeah.
amazing.
Blood
They
on
say
my
everything
hands.
about this character.
It's very, very rare you can use a song that's so on it, you know, because it can be, you know, I have just killed someone. It never works, but in this, because the rhythm of it's so jolly, yet the lyrics are so black, you know.
Yeah.
It's, hey, you know who's coming up now, buddy?
Yeah, my little nephews, there they are. Craig and Matt. They loved it.
How did it come about with them? Was it because we'd done
Just
the
because
short
we'd
and-
done a short film, I think, Shane, and there's a couple of kids in it, and I think it was one of those things of, you know, not wanting to cast the net out and try and get a couple of kids, and because you knew them and they knew you and they were comfortable with you, and
Yeah.
it's just so easy to bring them in. It caused a bit of a rift in the family because many other children, I've got 22 nieces and nephews.
Can you imagine it yourself? That would have been hard.
Oh yeah, but the fact was they were just the right age and they were brothers.
They were
so-
brilliant as well.
Yeah, and they had a great time.
And the thing for me was that I wanted the two kids, the younger one, you know, to be the same age difference between you and Anthony.
Yeah.
And for them to almost be like you and Anthony. You know, Craigie on the right there is the, you know, the more bold character, and
Where'd you get that?
young Matt is, you know, more like an Anthony. You know,
Yeah.
Soldier.
a little bit more shy, and
A knife. I know
what a
it's
face
a knife.
Matty's got, hasn't he?
It's got a lot of soul in there.
The soldier gave it to you. You said he knew Dad.
But you shot the scene. No,
We shot
didn't made
scenes
it,
with
they
them,
shot
yeah.
scenes where you met him in the park.
Yeah, they weren't great. They were okay, you know. I'm sure there was moments in
You know,
them.
the problem with it was that they knew you, and
Yeah.
if I'd put them in there with a bloke.
Yeah.
Who they'd never met before in their life, it would have been a totally different energy. They couldn't bypass that. It wasn't, you know, obviously you can't say to 9-year-old children, forget you know your Uncle Paddy.
Yeah.
It's that thing of, you know, you imagine sticking someone like St George in to talk to him, it would have freaked them out.
Yeah.
And that was why they couldn't work. It was nothing that they were doing wrong or you know.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, but I agree with you. But they were grand. They loved it.
But the editor saw it, which was great, is that he just thought the film worked without that scene.
Yeah.
Not that the scene didn't work. It was that the film worked. The fact that you didn't
Yeah.
know what he did.
Yeah.
They
It was a
come back with a mask.
masterstroke.
Well, it does, yeah.
Masterstroke,
It's,
Yeah.
You never stop making the film, do you, really?
Yeah.
It's always shaping all the time.
Especially because we had so little time up front. I think, you know, a lot of the film was created in this area with Chris, you know, and Lucas.
And I love his marker bell.
No, he's just gone out with the lads, actually.
Oh, that's a shame.
Can I tell him who's calling?
Yeah, my name's Richard. I'm an old friend of his from years ago.
Was you in the park this morning?
Yeah.
Did you meet my lads?
I did. Absolutely brilliant lads.
Yeah,
Crackers.
they said. They are crackers, yeah. They've been shouted at today.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
she's not happy with you, mate, is she?
No.
But there's a real weird sort of tension here because when you lean in as well.
This tar dog at
Yeah.
the end of this.
Night of the Hunter.
I've tried to say it, I can't get it. It's
You're a good mother. She's free.
but she's thrown you,
Yeah.
you know, because she's scared, naturally scared of a man, but at the same time there's a lot of
I'll be around anyway.
resilience in her, isn't there?
Anthony's brother.
Here we go. It's my favourite bit here.
His brother, right? Yeah.
Tot up.
That's proper spooky. It's like seeing about 18 minutes with a big axe.
But it's just that, like, yeah, she questions him. Oh, and
Yeah, but
he hasn't been questioned. It's not part of the mission to hear that.
That's guilt for you, innit? The other people wouldn't question because they know they're deep in up
Yeah.
to the necks.
I'm waiting for you.
Whereas she's thinking about her kids.
How you doing, bud? You gonna go upstairs and
It's
play
much
with
better
the
that you didn't see him with the
I
children.
agree, yeah.
Much better. Because you have no idea how it came about, you know. It
I mean,
keeps
when it
that-
flashes back as well at the end, it gives you little glimpses anyway of
Yeah.
what they got up to.
Been here.
No, as soon as you left, he came.
What, been inside?
No, he didn't come inside. He was fine. He wasn't. He was a bit weird.
And this was the fly in the ointment for Richard, that this guy, all the other people, he's gone back and they haven't moved an inch from where they were when he left 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Whereas he comes back and one of the people in the gang's been affected. And
Yeah.
so when he actually seeks him out, he's moved on, he's got a kid, he's got a really lovely wife, you know, he's got kids, and it's thrown him, you know.
Well, he seemed good in it because there was also a couple of shots of you looking over the garden.
Yeah,
like,
watching them in the garden.
and that was really. Again, it was good to take it out, but when it was there because you saw something that you and Anthony had, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was just too obvious. It's,
Yeah, we kind of did go the obvious way with it all, but
yeah. Probably a bit more time up front, we might have shaken a few of those ideas
yeah,
out.
but it worked anyway.
Oh, God,
I think
yeah.
it's
in
great
the-
to give it to another people like Chris and Lucas who just can actually take a zoomed out view and go, no, just
Yeah.
build the blocks and then,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I
without
think
having your
if-
favourite
You're
scenes.
right. If you've written something, you can't imagine the story not working without it because you had to make that logical
Yeah.
decision yourself.
She
But
went in the army. And Anthony used to
and this is a secret he's been harbouring. I love the fact that it's he's kind of moved away with this woman and changed his life with this woman, but he's never told her the reason why he's gone. You know. And
Yeah.
everything he took too far.
I think most of us have got something we've had to bear to old partners or tell something from our past, and
Yeah.
this is something he's kept from her, and it always comes back to haunt you, doesn't it? If you
Yeah,
don't tell
absolutely.
people.
If you keep anything back, it will haunt you.
And I think here is where you pulled a masterstroke with the music, is that actually it's the one piece that is, is really, really quite biblical, quite,
It's finally all the pieces coming together, and it needs a piece of music that broods and climbs, and
I could see Anthony's face and it was all.
There's Sean's van.
yeah.
That's the van we went to Chris Morris when we went to that pub.
Oh, God,
That
he
pub
drove like
gig.
a maniac, didn't he?
They look so young as well.
I know.
Yeah.
It's mad. Looking back at it,
It's amazing what a shave will do.
shaving a bit of hair.
Shaving a bottle of Evian.
And this was a disused zoo that was literally, like I say, this idea that everything was in 5 minutes of the centre of Matlock. From Matlock Centre, you could see this castle basically at the top of the hill, and it had been a zoo. I'd been there as a kid. My mum and dad had taken me there, and 10 or 15 years ago, it obviously wasn't making good money, and Richard found this place, got us in there, and got us permission to go. They're going to turn it into luxury flats at some point.
We broke in the first time.
Yeah.
We did. We snuck under the fence.
And do you remember there was
I
like
remember
there was
that.
like rabbit? They'd had things like rabbits.
It
and
was a
guinea
zoo,
pigs.
but it was like rabbit cages and shit.
It was llamas. There was a llama bit.
What was it? You could never have had a tiger in there or anything.
No.
You know what's really weird? I've been on IMDb and there's people that love the film that are going up there at weekends at night.
No way.
Honestly, yeah, there's
Holy
a whole chat
shit.
thing. Yeah.
5-pointed stars on there.
Are they reenacting this shit?
Oh, God knows it's weird.
Oh, God, that's horrible. Well, it's great in a way. It's like the Evil Dead when they try to find the cabin, like-
They've got tattoos of you on their arm, but when you had like really big hair when you were 17.
This is horrible what they're doing now, is dragging.
It's that thing. I mean, I was part of the group of lads I hung around with, and some of the older ones that were hanging around with us. It was that thing that when you were on drugs, it was whether you could take the punishment that was being dished out, whether you could survive through it. It was like an enormous mind game, and ultimately none of them are taking him up there to kill him, but they want him to believe
Yeah, they're just being cruel, and it's like a ritual. And
You know, saying that they're taking him to the devil's house and all of that. And when you're on acid or you're on those kind of drugs, you know, you've got your logic goes out the window. And
What I've thought about since we did this is, does Richard know what they've done? Is this his imagination? Yeah, I know he's telling it.
you've got to assume that he's been told something.
Yeah.
the problem with a gang
Or-
like this, the truth of it is, I mean, where I grew
Shit
up,
filters out,
Yeah.
you know, and whether it's Chinese whispers, things filter out, don't
Yeah.
they? And you get to know pretty much the shape of what happened.
I still find out what's going on in your top. There's been a big, massive incident this last week, and I find out about it, and I go and play darts on a Monday night, and that's all everyone's talking about.
Yeah.
So an incident like this would have been round the
It would
town
have
within
been around
days.
no
Yeah.
problem.
And Richard would have come back to the funeral. From my point of view, he comes back to the funeral. He probably sees 2 or 3 people who were half decent mates, and they're going to know, and they're going to tell him.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
going to basically, it's like in his head. He goes
Whether
away.
or not he's constructed this based on
This
information.
is the real thing for me. This is
Yeah.
what happened. Now he probably doesn't know all the ins and outs, but there'd have been a coroner's report. They'd have known he had drugs in his bloodstream. It ain't going to be too hard to work out.
Left him. I didn't want to leave him.
I think people that are asking those questions need a smacky bummy.
Yeah,
No,
Mark.
yes.
Mark.
It's
Of course, he knows.
a smacky bummy.
You would know, like Shane said. Of course, you'd know. People can't keep their mouths shut anyway. All it takes for someone to say, "Well, I saw him that day, and he was with Sonny," and
Absolutely.
No, because there was a scene. There was a funeral wake scene that was never.
we never
shot.
shot it. Yeah, where they had.
Oh,
That's not good.
Found him.
It's mad, innit? Seen it after a few months.
Yeah.
That's all my family there.
Oh yeah.
My mum and dad next to you. A couple of guys I don't know. I think we got them in through casting.
There's Andrew, Romeo Brass there.
There's Neil, my brother-in-law, and
Betty. Betty. I don't know. I dropped it on the floor.
you don't like that hat shot, do you?
No.
looked like he got a little tummy.
Look at his
I
little
do,
cheeks. You could rest milk on them.
It's the buttons.
Little pyramids of foot.
Oh, this is nice one.
Well, let's get serious again.
Yes. Shut your eyes, Paddy.
Had his main shot. Yeah, he paid to have this done himself in America.
Go to sleep.
That was actually shot in LA, that.
It was. This bush shelter was actually Sunset Strip. That took about 10 minutes to shoot and was very much needed.
It was pretty. Yeah, first time on your own, isn't it?
Yeah. First time I'd left home.
Well, it's the first time that we see. It's like Anthony's died there, isn't it? That from being with you in the film in all the earlier parts, we actually realise, and the audience for the first time realise you're totally alone.
Don't make a noise.
All right, mate, give you one.
Get up.
Don't start that. You've been doing really well.
Smacky bummy.
Don't make a noise.
It looks like the lead singer.
I didn't realise you got it that close to his fucking
It was
throat.
blunt, mate. Fucking hell, Mark.
If you make a noise, I'll push this in your throat.
It's actually horrible. I was holding the knife up to his back and felt horrible, really. You know, you just thought, God, if he fell back or anything, straight in the spine.
That's how little money we had. That's the art director's car.
Yeah. Back into the moors.
Good.
He's done some absolutely great photography, Annie Danny.
Yeah.
That's a great shot, man.
Ain't it?
The crossroads.
Let's pat each other on the back now.
Yeah.
This is where this was shot. Was all of
No.
this after all?
No. This is the time.
Oh yeah, the reshoot doesn't pick up until.
There's a shot on the reshoot that is where the wide. The next shot is the reshoot, isn't it?
Why doesn't he run?
He's got kids.
Real crows.
Real
Not
crows, they're not
CGI.
CGI. This isn't Lord of the Rings.
I want a word with you, Potter.
This was shot in winter.
This
2001.
This was, what was it? Was it December the 22nd we went back and did this?
It was a week before Christmas.
I was
shot
in
the
India.
first- Mark was in India ringing up every single day.
I hadn't drunk for 8 weeks.
So
And
we'd actually shot
Shane gave me a little tot of whiskey at Dindin's and I had a bad turn.
You did have a bad turn. This basically, when we shot the original ending for the film, it's exactly the same principle, and I think we're going to put it on the DVD. The idea was the same, but because we actually went to shoot the original ending at a quarry for some ridiculous reason.
Nothing to do with me.
And Paddy, on the way down there, told us that it reminded him of Get Carter, and the minute he told me that, I was like, oh, no, you're dead right, mate. And Mark was on his way down in a helicopter to do the last shot.
He was.
We got everybody. It was the biggest shoot of the whole
Yeah.
thing. It was right. It was
lost
right
half
to
the
move.
day, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, though, you know, and because we paid a lot of money for the helicopter, the day became about the helicopter. But at least, you know, we got the shots that end the film out of it. But we knew we weren't happy with it. We knew we were going to have to come back and just fine-tune it a bit, really. Yeah. We knew we couldn't riff it.
I'm looking forward to seeing the end, actually, to see how it used to be, because it wasn't brilliant, was it?
A lot of the guilt didn't come out in the ending. That you
No,
got
it didn't.
all
We
that
needed
in the other,
that.
Like all this about you being somewhat embarrassed by Anthony.
Yeah.
Wasn't there?
It had to be the truth as well. It had to be honest.
Yeah, because he was too righteous in the first one. And I think it was that idea that he was as much to blame as everybody else, because at the end of the day he did leave, and he left because he didn't want him hanging around his neck all the time.
He got fed up with him, and having a kind of, I don't know, backwards brother was a burden to him.
I said you. What did you fucking do, not them cunts?
Can't believe this film didn't pick up a bifter.
I know, man. A wafter.
A Harry Shufter.
And the award for the best British independent film goes to Lord of the Rings.
Here to pick it up, Bilbo Shoggins. Walter Mitty can't be here tonight.
Best foreign film, Vera Drake. Best documentary, Vera Drake.
Best actress, Vera Duckworth.
Them codfish cakes were all right, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mushy.
Reece Ethan sent me his over, man. He knows what I like.
You had to pay for your own beer, man. What the fuck is that about? Anyway.
It was a shame, but anyway.
Yeah, we're not bitter.
It's only been 6 years, Paddy, since you made your debut, and no one's spotted it, has they?
Spotted what, dude?
The fact that you're a really good actor and you've been 6 years without a prize.
I don't know.
Where's your prize? Come on.
I haven't got. You have to invent one for me.
Yeah. The Pratty cons are dying. Alfred Hitchcock only got an Oscar. One of these pathetic at the end of your career jobs.
Yeah, they'll give one of them to Scorsese, won't they?
Yeah.
Here's a lifetime Oscar for all those great works that you should have won Oscars for in the past.
But we gave it to Bambi at the time.
Orson Welles never won anything.
No, I know.
No way.
Cuba Gooding Jr. Where's he now?
Keith Chegwin.
Since he's Oscar.
Yeah, he played. He won an Oscar, didn't he? For
Maggie Philbin's remarried.
Come on,
Vic Reeves got kicked out of the jungle last night.
Did he?
Yeah.
Hey, come on now, back in, because we've done ever so well, you know, for one take. We haven't had a break this year.
Here we go.
This is the problem that we had when we wrote it, or when we did it on the day. We knew that Richard couldn't leave the hut alive, and we also knew that he couldn't take his own life. But we didn't want to get into a fight situation. We had loads of different versions where there was a fight and he was stabbed or what have you, and it just had to be that act, didn't it, Shane? That, you know, he had to put the knife in Mark's hands, and Mark had to be the one to do it. And the premise was, if you knew that somebody had the potential to kill your children, you know, would you do something about it? If someone said flat, you know, in front, I'm going to kill your family.
And take the one guy that was actually present at the scene who knew it was wrong and never did anything about it. You're actually saying to him, you did nothing then, can you do anything now?
Yeah, can you do it now? George's hair there.
Lionel.
Unfortunately, he didn't get that Lion Bar advert that he was auditioning for.
He's a good one,
He auditioned for the Lion King musical and got rejected.
His lip wasn't hairy enough.
Stick that knife in me.
Stick that knife in me, Huggy.
I don't know what else I'm going to do.
Put it in my bum crack.
This is the stuff now that you see these little flashbacks to the day. That was important here to get the smile. It's almost like he would have never really have hurt those kids, but it's...
The great thing about these images, they're like shared images. You're not sure who's seeing what and what's coming from which mind.
Am I seeing them?
For me, it's like both of you. You're both going back over it. He's projecting what he thinks has happened with you and his kids, and it becomes one amalgamation, doesn't it?
Terrible things.
Well,
That's taken from that scene that was missing.
Think of your children.
I think also it works much better because in the original one, in the first one, you were actually going to talk about murdering the kids.
Yes.
And that changed the dynamic of it.
It totally did,
And
and I was trying to do everything. To be honest, it was tough for Mark as well because we were trying to find it on the day. And so I was using everything I could in the book. I was saying some really disgraceful things about I was going to kill his kids, what I was going to do to his wife. And it wasn't even in character with Richard, and it just didn't work. It was messy.
Stick it in me, please. Come on.
It's kind of gay as well. Stick it in him.
It's over. It's over. It's over. Yeah.
That was
It's just come there, honey.
That was your bifter there when your eyes closed.
Yeah. I need a bifter. A big bifter.
Aphex Twin on piano.
Yeah.
Got some blood on his hands.
Tomato sauce.
Not red enough.
Yeah. One for soap. Too
I
much pepper.
always thought this ending. Now the interesting thing is, what is this guy going to do? Is he going to go to the police, say, look what I've done? Is he going to go back and tell his wife, or is he going to wash his hands in a stream, pick up a fucking paper and go home, you know, and
Should we do a sequel?
still live with blood on his hands?
Yeah.
It'd have to be from Mark's point of view.
Was I actually in the helicopter on this?
You were on this next one, yeah.
Did you go in the helicopter, Shane?
Yeah.
It made me wisdom teeth poorly.
I remember Mark going in, he going, hey, over the top of the castle.
Annika Rice.
Chugging down tickets to the fucking chocolate factory. Come to the chocolate factory.
Playing a kazoo.
Dressed as a jester.
It was great, the pilot, because when we left you, they took us over Sheffield and they flew over the house. So I rang Anita and said, "Look up."
Oh, that's wicked.
And she looked up and we
I've
went
got my dick out. How big does it look?
Put your dick out the helicopter. Look. That's amazing. You can't create that. I mean, look at that. I can't believe that at the back there was a zoo.
And that castle, man, it's only like 100 years old. Some bloke had it built as like a wet dream for himself.
And I like this because he fly over the estate as well. It's like his spirit. It is a bit like
A lot of people at festivals have asked me what it means, you know, but everyone gets it. It's like the last time he flies over where he was from. And
Yeah.
and that's where that's where the house was, where they did the torture and the acid sequence.
Can you see the house from up there?
Yeah. I know.
There it is.
Where is it?
Oh, that blue van.
Yeah,
Wow.
just next to George's. There's George's house. George, my best man, who we filmed the
Oh,
original.
yeah.
Ah. He does all gardens on that estate.
Mowed all them fields. Yeah, he did. He worked for the council, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's that.
Here's my dad's favourite song coming up from the film, Deadman.
M. Ward.
In
there's your
memory
dad.
of my father.
Yeah. Do you want to say where that came from, or do you want me to say?
Yeah, you say.
Well, me and Paddy go back a long way, and Paddy's we'd worked together, haven't we, on Romeo Brass, and it was one of Paddy's dad's favourite films. And when Paddy's dad was dying, and I think it was one of his dreams that we worked together again. Wasn't it? He'd said to you that not to let Shane down, and
He did, because at the time Shane was doing Midlands, and I got offered in America, and it was an Irish film. At the time, my dad was dying of cancer. And I got offered this film to work with Jim Sheridan, who's, an Irish director, done some great films and stuff. So I was kind of thinking this will be a great homage to work with one of the great filmmakers, and it's an Irish film. It's my Irish film to my dad, who was Irish, and all that kind of stuff. But all he'd say to me, you know, even on his deathbed, was like, "You can't let Shane down. You know, you can't." Let Shane down."
It's unbelievable.
I say, "But Dad, you know, I'm making this big film. It's an Irish film. Yeah, but you can't make sure Shane's all right. Don't let Shane down." And that's all he kind of said. You know, he was very clear, and I had to explain that myself and Shane were cool, and we'll work together again one day. But you know, I think he's a man that he keeps cropping up in all my work, and he's somebody that Shane respected, and he loves Shane, and it's great. It's just great. I'm glad. I wasn't going to do that, but it was actually Shane who put the idea there, and I'm glad it's there now.
Definitely. I think out of everything that I've made, and I think everything that you've made, he would have really, really got this.
Yeah,
film.
he would, absolutely. So that's about that. But anyway, thanks for listening to this. If you're still here,
There's-
if you're still here, you've got
I've just seen
absolutely
Tank
fuck all
Bullock.
there to do.
I've just seen Tank, director's bodyguard.
Yeah, Tank Bullock.
But yeah, well, you know, people work their asses off on this one for nothing, and it's always the way. And it was made with the right spirit.
Definitely. And we're doing another one now with me and you are right in the middle of writing a new film.
We are. Hopefully we can, you know, pump it up a bit, and this is just a start, hopefully.
Yeah.
I think everybody on that is just the credits are credits because they're just not there. They earn everybody earn their credit. On
It's the first film I've made where I can look at the names on there, know every single one of them, and know what they did. Whereas on some of the other films that I've done, you're like, there's 300 people on the credits you've never even met.
Yeah.
And you're like, what did they do? Oh, they took £150,000. Oh.
Yeah, nice one. Thanks for that. But look at what a soundtrack. What great artist. It's amazing. I feel very proud of that as well, that we got such great
and
people on the soundtrack.
And the graphic novel as well, on John's on there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's working. Here we go. There's George.
Shall we sing it out?
Don't cry. That's my wife and my daughter at the end. I need to remove her.
That's lovely.
Did your dad like the album, by the way?
He loves it.
Oh, lovely.
Thank you for sticking with us through all this shite.
We haven't had a break. That's the first time me and you have done that without having a break.
True.
That's good.
That first one was wank.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Find it on the Easter egg.
See ya.
See ya.
Ta-da.